I'm Brian Westbrook here at AWS reInvent 2025 in Las Vegas, chatting with Grafana Labs Chief Technology Officer, Tom Wilkie. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today. What have you seen so far that's really captured your attention here at reInvent?
I mean, it shouldn't be any surprise, but everyone's talking about AI. And I think we're finally starting to see some real kind of actual value being delivered with a lot of the AI integration, so that's very exciting.
That's great. We're going to talk more about AI in just a minute, but I want to talk about Grafana Labs first. Start at the beginning. Tell us about your origin story, where you came from, and what this Grafana Cloud, bring your own cloud model does, and how that fits into this vision.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So we started life as a really popular open source project, the Grafana visualization system. Yep. Company's about 12 years old. We've grown now to be over 1,600 employees, over 400 million in revenue, and we now have branched out beyond just visualization. So we have telemetry storage, we have a lot of observability solutions, we have our own AI observability technology now, and it's now a complete open observability platform.
And talk about bring your own cloud. How does that model fit your vision?
So we see a lot of very large customers outgrow the traditional SaaS economics and want a different option, right? They want something post consumption-based pricing. So with BYOC, what we're doing is running a full region of Grafana Cloud in their Amazon account, okay. Right? They pay us a fee to run it, to operate it, to upgrade it, and deliver all the capabilities of Grafana Cloud, but they're the ones picking up the infrastructure cost. And so for the very, very massive customers, this is offering an alternative to those traditional SaaS economics, and something that's much, much more affordable at massive scale.
So give us an example of a client or an industry where this would really hone in, or maybe a case study that's lit up because of this.
Yeah, of course, yeah. A lot of the AI hyperscalers, sorry to keep harping on about AI, but a lot of the AI hyperscalers with their investment in, the bare metal that they're training models on, just outgrown the traditional model for SaaS observability, right? And they're looking for an alternative. I think they would be probably using our open source if we didn't offer BYOC, but then they'd miss the advantages of adaptive telemetry, they'd miss our AI assistant, they'd miss all our observability solutions.
Some amazing stuff you're doing with the adaptive telemetry suite. Talk to me about that and how that works in with the observability and really kind of layers all in together.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So a lot of people are super familiar with the idea that 80% of the data that you store never gets used. But no vendor is actually kind of telling you what 80% that is and giving you anything, giving you tools to do something about that. And that's what we do. We analyze your usage patterns of your telemetry signals. We can tell you what the working set is and what all the data you're sending us that you've just never queried, that you've never used in a dashboard, never used in an alert. And then we'll automatically give you ways of aggregating away high cardinality metrics. We'll give you ways of sampling your log data. And generally, we can very easily and quickly halve the amount of data you store in Grafana Cloud, and really half your bill, but still transparently deliver the same capabilities.
Your team did a study, the Grafana Labs 2025 Observability Survey, and complexity was one of the top responses. How are you helping break that down and make things a little more simple for those that are trying to embark on this journey? And I did promise we'll get to AI in just a minute.
So the complexity topic, I think, is being driven by a lot of changes in the way we architect software. So the cloud native, microservices, containerized, is just fueling this explosion in telemetry. And all these different signals are hard to keep in your head, they're hard to make sense of, and they're really driving the volume as well. So what we've done with adaptive telemetry is reduce that volume down to the signals you care about and you actually need. And then with our knowledge graph and our observability solutions, we've curated views and solutions to really surface the most important signals to you quickly and easily without you having to spend lots of time building dashboards and custom views. We just tell you what's wrong with your system automatically.
And is it safe to say this is powered by AI?
So the AI here really is a cherry on the top, right? So our AI assistant that's baked into Grafana Cloud helps you quickly build dashboards, quickly do root cause analysis, explain flame graphs, quickly explain key topics and query and get access to your data more easily using natural language. So my boss, the CEO, he is a recovering engineer. It's how we describe him. We don't let him write code anymore. But he's exactly like that, gets super frustrated with not being able to quickly answer questions that they used to be able to. And so with the assistant, they're able to do that in natural language. And the number of senior managers and executives who use the assistant to kind of get a grip of what's going on in their systems is amazing. Like we're kind of allergic to a lot of the AI hype at Grafana Labs, but we think what we've built is actually useful AI that really delivers on the promise.
And what are your customers saying about that?
I mean, some of the customer quotes on the Assistant are really kind of amazing. I don't have any to hand, but like our customers love it. We only went GA a couple of months ago. It's been in kind of a public preview program for the last kind of 3 or 4 months, and we have now like over 10,000 users of our Assistant. Like it's really, really popular, and they love it. There was one customer saying if this existed a couple of years ago when they onboarded, it would have been so much easier to get started.
I think there's a lot of tools out there, and having a sort of a guide, a helper, if you will, to bring you along that journey as you either transform or adapt into new technologies. What's next for Grafana Labs? Where do you go from here?
So we're continuing to invest in building these observability solutions, in adaptive telemetry. You know, we've got a new set of solutions around database observability we've just launched. And then in the AI space, we're just previewing a kind of swarming root cause analysis system, and we think like longer term, like a lot of this will lead into auto remediation and toil reduction for engineers, but that's probably still a few years out.
Right. Well, it's great to watch, and we'll see where AI takes us next. Thank you so much, Tom Wilkie, the Chief Technology Officer for Grafana Labs. I'm Brian Westbrook with GeekWire Studios. Thanks for watching.